All right, so yeah, there's actually quite a bit of stuff happening around Cyberpunk that we have to talk about. There's a strange, mysterious new update to Cyberpunk's bonus DLC content. We're going to talk about what this potentially could mean for the game. And then we have accusations that Cyberpunk has stolen from other Cyberpunk worlds. We'll talk about that one and dissect that in just a moment as well. Plus, how is Cyberpunk getting along despite the major competition in the gaming world? We've had absolutely huge releases for games recently: Elden Ring, Dying Light 2, Horizon Forbidden West, and upcoming a new Borderlands spin-off type game, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which I do hope to cover as well. We'll talk about that in just a moment. And there's an official new Cyberpunk story that has been recently revealed. So a lot of stuff to dissect here. So let's first of all start out with how Cyberpunk is doing. Let's head over to the Cyberpunk Steam database. Scroll on down here. We have 21,374 players on right now, with a peak of 23,597. Now, compared to the competition, that's not super impressive. It's pretty normal for Cyberpunk to perform like this. I'm sure that CD Projekt Red wanted those numbers to be a little bit higher than that, but what we got with update 1.5 was a very positive reception. And right now, I think people are busy with Elden Ring and other games, of course, and they will return to Cyberpunk because of what they did with update 1.5 once we get into more free DLCs, big expansion. So I do have hope for this game. It's just quiet right now. CD Projekt Red has kind of gone dark, and it's weird. They've gone quiet at the perfect time, I guess you would say. I know that sounds strange because people are very distracted by Elden Ring. Now, we also need to talk about this because Cyberpunk 2077 bonus content, if we scroll down here, has seen an update as well. If we go to the actual DLC downloadable content, you see 8 hours ago, it was last updated, which had me curious. I'm like, why would they update the bonus content? If we head over here to the actual page and see what is in this, it's digital goodies, including original score, art booklet featuring a selection of art from the game, digital comic, and then, of course, the 2020 source book, wallpaper for desktop and mobile. So something here has been updated, and it's got me extremely curious if this relates to something coming up. So please, I'm asking you guys now to help me do some investigative work. And if you discover anything new with the game, let me know, because right now they are in the trenches, silently working on some really cool stuff, and I cannot wait to find out more. All right, so let's keep going, shall we? Now, there's been some ridiculous claims that Cyberpunk has actually stolen from other, I guess you would say, Cyberpunk-themed worlds. We got to take a look at this one right here. Check it out. This one comes from Bio, who says this: the most ridiculous discourse around Cyberpunk was how people desperately tried to prove that the game had stolen common story and world elements from stories like Johnny Mnemonic and Neuromancer. Like, congrats, you discovered what genres are. This is so true. Like, I think it's ridiculous that anyone would ever claim that this game has outright stolen from those movies and shows or whatever. But check this out. Furthermore, it says, Unforgivable stole from the good and the bad and the uglies because they both take place in the West. Trust me, guys. Yeah, and I feel like it's an homage to, you know, previous iterations of work, of course. Like, they actually admire those work. And we have some more assessments from this as well. We have Mr. Eldon Shillman, who says the original Cyberpunk tabletop game written by Mike Podsmith was published in 1988. That predates the Ghost in the Shell manga by 1 year. Cyberpunk has problems, but originality isn't one of them. Hell yes. So yeah, you know, Mike Podsmith is still apparently working closely with CD Projekt Red, and this is according to Paolo Sasco, developer on Cyberpunk 2077. He said this on one of his streams. I'm very much paraphrasing this, but it's good to know that he's still involved with Cyberpunk and hasn't been like, oh, I'm sick of this, I've abandoned it. No, he's stuck with it despite the launch issues, which is great to hear. That makes me very, very happy. All right, so let's keep going here. We have Hikamoron, who says there are literally Johnny Mnemonic and Neuromancer references in Cyberpunk 2. So it's not like people are noticing similarities or making some big discovery like CD Projekt Red weren't exactly coy with their inspirations. Exactly. You know, it's nods and things like that to franchises that they love and adore already. That's what I assess from anything that's in the game that references Johnny Mnemonic and things like that. But get this, there's a new Cyberpunk 2077 story that is coming out here soon check it out. It is called Blackout. It is a comic book, and it's Night City Goes Dark in the new comic book series Cyberpunk 2077 Blackout. And here is the cover artwork right here. It looks like it could be a pretty dark story. I am very curious. Also, I'm wondering if they're going to have nods and references to these stories in perhaps future DLC or something like that. I think that would actually be legit cool. But I need to get into reading some of the comic stuff. Let me know if you guys want to see more comic book Cyberpunk content as a crossover type content here on Open World Games. Would love to do that. But here is what the story is about. It says it hurts. Night City hurts. The suffering runs deep, and the deeper one falls, the longer the self-prescribed dreams play. It says reads Dark Horse's official synopsis for Cyberpunk Blackout. So yeah, it sounds interesting. It goes on to say this as well. Let me pull this up for you all. It says the following: fortune, hope, love, all made possible by DMS technology, but not everyone desires a happy ending. A brain dance repairman discovers the answer to pain comes in a blackout. So, I am very, very curious about what's going on here. I don't know if blackout is referencing something where the city has a blackout, or if technology is going to see a blackout in this comic book, but can you imagine a blackout in Night City, like the apocalyptic nature that would bring? That would be also a very cool theme that Cyberpunk could explore in the future, is suddenly technology is not available and ready as it once was. So yeah, some really cool themes I can explore in this franchise in the future. All right, so let's keep going. Let's go over your top comments from my most recent Cyberpunk video. Let's do this. Check this out right here. It says Cyberpunk brand new update. CD Projekt Red is very busy. Plus Hogwarts Legacy gameplay reveal. By the way, what did you guys think about the Hogwarts Legacy gameplay reveal? Even if you're not into Harry Potter, I think this may interest you once this releases. Like, it looks legit good. Let me tell you what. All right, so let's see what you guys have to say about this video. We have It's Okay Because I'm Mexican. Says this: I had been waiting for Cyberpunk since 2013. I will never give up on them, and I don't care how long it takes. I just hope they return the favor by not giving up on this game or us until we get the product we were promised all this time. Yeah, I don't think they're giving up at all. And I think, my excitement for Cyberpunk has been rekindled, I guess you would say, because of update 1.5, because of how they communicate during their stream. And it's obvious to me that they're busy working. Then we have Chris Marrero, who says, I would love to expand on the nomads. They are, for me, the most exciting path and characters in the game. I would play a whole game just defending your clan. Hell yes. I want to see more desert apocalyptic theme in this game. Again, I've mentioned how it would be so cool to experience the nuke that went off and then having to see a migration into the desert and surviving. They could do a lot of stuff with that, like a ton of story elements with that. Lord Death says, I'd like a mega building DLC personally, something like an entire adventure inside a mega building, going up or down from the first level and experiencing a micro universe in a mega building. And I totally agree 100%. And I know this is a strange parallel, but the Hogwarts Legacy reveal has me really thinking how there can be like open worlds within open worlds. Control, if you guys ever played Control, it was like an open world building game where it was so strange. It felt so open, but you were exploring one big building. I view that type of thing for mega buildings, that they could do that in the future. We're also seeing that with Hogwarts Legacy, with the interior of the actual school. It is massive. It feels like this entire open world you're exploring. And then there's the exterior open world as well that you'll be able to explore in that game. Same concept here. They really need to flesh out those mega buildings. There's so much potential there for sure. All right, there it is. The latest happenings around Cyberpunk 2077. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more Cyberpunk 2077. And I will see you all next time. Take care.